Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ellen. I am a working artist. I've been a working artist for 8 years and I have been on Etsy for almost 8 years. And this video is going to be about the changes that are currently taking place on Etsy. At the time of this recording, it is spring of 2020 and Etsy is about to shake things up again by implementing some major changes that they are forcing onto many of the shop owners. Etsy is now requiring sellers who have made $10,000 in income over the last 12 months. We're being required to participate in mandatory ads, off-site ads, that Etsy is going to be advertising on our behalf. And then if a sale is generated from someone visiting from those ads, then Etsy is going to be taking a cut. And a lot of people are very, very upset about this new system. Now, if you are, like I said, new to Etsy, this is not going to be a requirement for you because the stipulation for it to be a mandatory participation is that you have to have generated $10,000 in sales over the last 12 months. So artists that have been on Etsy for a while or who have a successful Etsy shop, these are the people that are going to be most affected. You are not required to participate if you've made less than $10,000. So what is this participation? What is this going to look like? Well, Etsy, the way they are currently doing ads is that you pay Etsy for ads and they will run ads for you. And if somebody clicks on an ad, you are charged, whether they purchase anything or not. They're basically putting your item in front of the public, and if the public says, oh, well, this is interesting, and they click on that ad, which brings them to your shop, whether or not they make a purchase, you will get charged. The way that Etsy is going to be doing things now is they are going to be handling your ads for you. So this means that they are going to take whatever items in your shop that they feel will be a good match for the platform they're going to be advertising on. They will make that choice and they will place those ads for you. If nobody clicks on those ads and makes a purchase based on that click, you will not be charged. However, if somebody does click on an ad that Etsy places on your behalf and they do make a purchase within 30 days of that initial click, then you are going to be charged 12% of that price, which is a lot. 12% is, in my opinion, that's a hefty amount to have to pay over to Etsy for one sale. So if you make less than $10,000 a year, you are not going to be required to participate in this new program that Etsy is starting in April. But if you choose to participate, and Etsy is saying that this really benefits everybody, then you will be required to pay 15% of that sale that Etsy delivers to you from their ads. So that is definitely something to consider. Now, what about for those of us who already run ads? Now, some of you may know that you have the opportunity to run ads already on Etsy. I have been doing this myself. I am very frugal when it comes to running ads on Etsy, and I allot the minimum amount that I can, which is $1 a day. That's the least that you can contribute towards ads on Etsy. So that's what I contribute. I designate $1 a day to be spent on 16 of my most popular items in my Etsy shop. And those are the ones that I have decided to allow Etsy to run ads on my behalf within Etsy. Now, we're not talking about the new program, we're talking about the existing ads program here. So a lot of people, what they will do is they'll start ads and they'll wait a couple of weeks and see how they do. Then they'll stop them, and then maybe they'll start them again, like maybe advertising one particular item. Have you ever done this? I've done this. One particular item, and they'll do it for like a day, and then they'll see if they get any new people coming to their shop, and then they'll quit. I did this for a long time because it's money that is being taken from you, and if you don't have a whole lot of money to begin with, you're already spending a lot of money to get your business off the ground, and so every cent really does count when you're just starting out. But now that have been with Etsy for a while, I decided that I needed to really see if Etsy ads were going to benefit me. So I decided to run Etsy ads for 6 months. I ran them from June 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, and I wanted to see if Etsy ads actually benefited my shop by allowing the least amount that I could put into it and only doing 16 of my items and seeing how I did. So I'm going to put a screenshot up here somewhere so that you can see. I took a screenshot from my Etsy dashboard so you can see exactly what it is, but I also wrote it down. I'm just going to grab it real quick right here so I can go through it with you. So if you can see on there, it says that 204,523 views, which means that if you go to Etsy and you're searching through Etsy and you're like, I really am looking for a really cool pair of socks, let's say, and you type in socks in the search bar, and then all these thumbnails from different people's shops come up and there's socks. So you're scrolling through Etsy and you're looking at all the available options. That's what views means. So when I was advertising from June to December, because of Etsy ads, I had 204,523 people view my items. And these are just from ads. There were more, but these are strictly from the ads. So of those, next to that are clicks. So when somebody clicks on my item, if they're scrolling through and they're like, oh, I really like what she is selling, I'm going to click on this, which is going to take me to that person's shop. That's what a click is. So when a person has enough interest in your item among everybody else's and they click on it, that is what Etsy is charging. They're charging me for a person to click on that item, which will take them to my shop. That's when I start paying Etsy. It doesn't matter if they make a purchase or not. All they have to do is click on it and then they're taken to my shop and I am charged. So of the clicks, you can see next to that, I had 55 orders between June and December, advertising 16 items at $1 a day. I got 55 orders from those ads, and my revenue was $1,777.36. So that's how much I made by advertising through Etsy. And then underneath that, you can see that I spent $242.16 of my own money in order to earn, $1,777. So did it work for me? Yes, it worked for me. But it may not work for everybody, and everybody should have the option of whether or not they want to do something like this. So that is why I think everybody is upset. So you're probably wondering, well, why are you going over all of this information about current Etsy ads? Well, I thought we were supposed to be talking about the future of Etsy ads, the ones that's going to be taking place, all the changes in April. Well, the reason why I wanted to go through this with you, the way things are now, is because Etsy is claiming that things are not going to be that much different. In fact, they're claiming that it is going to be better than what it is now. And what they're trying to convey is that they are going to be paying for those ads initially up front. Instead of me paying per click, I'm really only going to be charged per sale. They are going to be advertising on our behalf on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Google, and Bing. I believe those are the 5 places that they are going to be advertising for we sellers. And even though we don't get a say as to what items it is that they're going to be advertising, I just have to wait and see and hope that they take my top listings and they advertise the ones that I am actually making quite a bit of profit on. So that's pretty much a reason why I thought it was important to share my stats with you, to show you exactly what is happening to me currently with advertised listings, and we hope that it is going to continue to work in the same manner when Etsy takes over. So what Etsy is trying to tell us sellers is that this new system, this new method of doing offsite ads is going to be pretty similar. They're trying to tell us that it's all going to end up probably costing about the same amount as ads are now. But the difference is that I get to choose which ads are promoted now. I'm not going to have any say as to what's promoted in the future. So I'm not having as much control over my shop or my items anymore that I did before. And I think that is what is getting people really upset, is not only do sellers not have any say as to what's being advertised, but these prices are being forced upon us. Etsy is taking more and more money from their sellers. Now, they are putting a lot more money into advertising. I have to give them credit for that. They, if you've probably heard this before ad nauseum, but if sellers don't succeed, then Etsy doesn't succeed. But at the same time, they are not listening as much as they could be to what sellers need to be happy. They're not really concerned, in my opinion, as to what will make us happy in the long run. I think the bottom line, and the one thing that we all need to remember, is that Etsy is a platform, and I am choosing to sell my work on their platform. If I don't like what decisions they are making, then it's up to me to leave. Complaining about it is not going to do me any good, because I'm basically renting space on their platform. This is no different, I don't see it any different, as having a brick and mortar store at a mall. And if I am renting a store at somebody else's mall, and that mall is owned by a major corporation, they are going to be the ones who are going to make the decisions. They decide when the mall opens, they decide when it closes, they decide if you can sell certain items in their stores. You have to follow all kinds of rules, and if you don't like it, if you want to go and sell your work, on a street that doesn't get a lot of traffic, where nobody knows where you are, then that is something that you need to consider doing. You may pay less rent on a side street somewhere, and hope that the people who know you're there will come all that way and purchase from you. But ultimately, the mall is the place where the traffic is, and Etsy knows that they have the traffic behind them. So if I don't like it, then it is up to me to make that decision that it's time for me to break away from Etsy and choose to go somewhere else. When I am done with Etsy, when they have pushed me too far, and when it starts no longer being profitable for me, or when I'm finding that I'm working too hard to gain customers, then I will be leaving Etsy and I will be going somewhere else. They do what they are going to do, and I'm going to have to do what I need to do. So that's kind of where we're going to be. So anyway, I don't know if this video was helpful to you or not, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on what was going on. And for those of you who are thinking about being on Etsy, you know, these are the things that you're going to want to check out before you open up a shop. You know, before you start investing a lot of time into Etsy, make sure that what you are selling, make sure that you have enough room to enough wiggle room between your prices, because you know, whenever Etsy makes these changes, the first thing that they say is, well, you know, as an Etsy seller, you know, just adjust your prices accordingly. And if you're already not making hardly any money on what you're selling, you should really consider doing that before you start selling on Etsy. You need to figure out how much you need to make. And when you cut yourself short with every sale and make pennies on the dollar with every sale, it's not going to get better. It's probably going to get harder, because I think these changes are just going to be coming more frequently, unfortunately. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope this video made sense. And if you have any comments on the new Etsy changes, which I'm sure a lot of you probably do, I would love to hear that. We can get a good discussion going in the comments section. Maybe we can be constructive and, you know, brainstorm on, you know, I don't know, are there other places to go? You know, how is it going to affect your business? I'd love to know. So thanks a lot for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye guys, have a great day.